The federal government may have pulled off a major diplomatic score after securing the release of Zainab Aliyu, the Nigerian lady who was arrested in Saudi Arabia over alleged possession of banned drugs. According to the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the government was able to establish the innocence of Zainab Aliyu to Saudi authorities. He explains that the second Nigerian involved in the case, Ibrahim Abubakar, will be released to Nigerian mission in Saudi Arabia on Wednesday.
We have passed documents relating to the trial of the suspects that were arrested in Kano, and passed also information on the judicial process and all that. And the ministry has, like I said, continued to use all available channels, especially in this context, the diplomatic channel, while also pursuing the legal process from this end and connecting it with the other process in Saudi. All these efforts that have been undertaken by the ministry and by the mission in Jeddah, I am very pleased now to inform you that this Zainab has been released to our mission in Saudi. And that is news that I believe will be very, very heartwarming. And we believe the other gentleman, who is Ibrahim Abubakar, will also be released by tomorrow, because by the time they were able to get Zainab out, it was closing time at the prisons, so they couldn't get to his old location to be able to get him released to the mission.
It is also a big let-off for another batch of 145 distressed Nigerians who have arrived in Lagos from Libya voluntarily. The returnees are the latest set of beneficiaries of the program initiated by the International Organization for Migration. The latest arrivals were received in Lagos by officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Of the 145 returnees, 99 are adult males, 2 male children and 5 male infants, as well as 35 adult females and 4 infant males. The National Emergency Management Agency coordinators asked the returnees to learn lessons from their experiences and always be ready to make the best use of the abundant opportunities available in Nigeria. So far, 13,248 Nigerians have been repatriated from Libya since 2017. While the Libya returnees get a new lease of life, it's a different story for the Deputy Registrar in charge of administration at the Taraba State University in Jalingo, who is being held captive by kidnappers. Mr. Sanusi Syed, who is also in charge of information and protocol in the university, was reportedly abducted from his house at the university quarters today at about 1 a.m. The chairman of the university's academic staff union, Dr. Samuel Shika, told our correspondent that the gunmen invaded the house through the outskirts of the university that is not fenced and took the deputy registrar to an unknown destination. The Taraba State University branch of ASU is currently on strike over reports of insecurity of staff occasioned by lack of perimeter fencing of the university, also funding and pension for staff, among other demands. On the other hand, the chairman of the Universal Basic Education Commission Governing Board, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, and his daughter, Yasmin Mohammed, have regained their freedom after they were kidnapped yesterday along Abuja KADUNA Expressway. The release has been confirmed in a statement from the Force Public Relations Officer, DCP Frank Mba. The police spokesman states that one male suspect has been arrested in connection with the crime, while an AK-47 rifle has also been recovered. He adds that investigation into the incident is ongoing. Gunmen dressed in military uniforms had reportedly intercepted Mr. Abubakar's sports utility vehicle around Kruminkare village along the Kaduna-Abuja highway. They shot the driver dead and whisked him away and his daughter to an unknown destination. Kidnapping is one of the major concerns of traditional rulers from the 19 northern states of the country who have met in Kaduna State to discuss problems of insecurity and other socio-economic challenges confronting the region. The meeting had in attendance the host governor, Nasser El-Rufai, Secretary to the federal government, the Minister of Defense, and the acting Inspector General of Police. Speaking at the event, the Sultan of Sokoto explained that the royal fathers are concerned about kidnappers, cattle rustlers, IDP problems, and farmer-herder clashes.
There is no doubt that the northern region is facing several security challenges, from the insurgency in the northeast to kidnapping, rural armed banditry, and communal conflicts in the northwest and north central. This zonal meeting of northern traditional rulers is convened in Kaduna State to rub minds with all relevant stakeholders on how to address these challenges.
There can never be a problem without solution. So let's come together, rise up to the challenge, and let authorities also assist us, those who are given this political mandate in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, do their own things rightly, honestly.
The Inspector General of Police believes that community policing is the best option, while the Minister of Defense laments the inadequacy of the budgetary allocation to the armed forces.
The budgetary appropriation to the armed forces has not been adequate to procure enough arms, ammunition, platforms, and the equipment needed to consolidate the gains recorded. Hence, the need to source for a special intervention fund to address these exigencies.
My office is currently coordinating with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the National Security Advisor towards in placing the National Community Policing and Internal Security Policy Framework to regulate the process.
Some other stakeholders see a correlation between drug abuse and crime, and the need for all leaders to join hands to ensure that education is given the much required attention in the region.
To make progress on all these, addressing all these challenges, requires the leadership and the collaboration of our traditional rulers. It's very clear that the federal government, even though it is in control of more resources, financial as well as security resources, cannot do this alone.
The task before us is to build these achievements over the next 4 years and also tackle the residue of all challenges as well as the emerging new ones.
Despite being blessed with promising geographical space, huge solid minerals and a rich GDP, the northern region has remained relatively poor owing to security and other economic factors. A gathering of some of these key leaders of the region is expected to provide some solutions.
Staying with security, an all-inclusive sector reform involving the military, paramilitary and other law enforcement agencies is a way forward towards tackling security challenges in the country. That's the position of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olonishakin, who believes it will facilitate effective coordination of operations. The Chief of Defense Staff, who was speaking at the National Defense College, also advocated strategic communication and information sharing among security services. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafor, reports.
It is not news that Nigeria is grappling with many security challenges in all 6 geopolitical zones, ranging from terrorism to farmers-herders clashes, kidnapping, armed robbery and armed banditry. These and many more challenges call for a more robust security sector in Nigeria. At this gathering of military officers, the Chief of Defense Staff agrees that there is the need for a security sector reform.
Obvious gaps in the nation's security architecture, such as transfer of authority in the internal security situation, inadequacy of response and early warning mechanism, are traceable to limitation of doctrine and coordination of command and control among the leadership of the military, police and other security agencies. Thus, an all-inclusive security sector reform involving the military, paramilitary and other stakeholders is expedient. More emphasis will be on improving strategic communication and information sharing to facilitate effective coordination of operations for a robust national situational awareness.
As part of the reforms, the defense chief is also calling for the use of non-kinetic means of influence operations and perception management as part of military interventions in tackling insecurity.
No bullet or bomb can eradicate an ideology. Thus, security services need to be educated on the necessity to embrace information technology for counter-terrorism operations. Additional training in areas like psychological operations and perception management, hacking and computer instructions, encryption, decryption will be essential as future conflict will be fought in the information domain.
It is no doubt a tough time for security agencies in the country. Adhering to the advice of the Chief of Defense Staff may be a step in the right direction to tackling the many security challenges in the country. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
No fewer than 25 persons have been feared killed in an attack by suspected Boko Haram terrorists in Kudakaya village in Madagali local government area of Adamawa state. The community, about 7 kilometers away from Madagali main town, is said to have come under attack at about 5 p.m. on Monday, which lasted over 5 hours. Local vigilante reportedly attempted to repel the attackers, but were overpowered by the insurgents' superior firepower. Property worth millions of naira, including farm produce, have been destroyed in the attack. The immediate past chairman of Madagali Local Government Council, Yusuf Mohammed, who confirmed the attack to Channels Television, put the number of casualties at 25. He says security forces arrived after the attackers had left and withdrawn into the nearby Sambisa forest. The police public relations officer, Adamawa State Command, Othman Abubakar, also confirms that the police have been informed of the attack but are yet to ascertain the number of those killed. Superintendent of Police Abubakar, however, gives an assurance that the military has been deployed to the area and the situation is now calm. Federal lawmakers are also concerned about the climate of insecurity, and now the Senate is asking the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mohammed ADAMU, to appear before it on Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. The Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, announced this during plenary on Tuesday. Senator Saraki made the announcement after Senator Ubali Shitu moved for the approval of votes and proceedings. The lawmakers had on Thursday last week resolved to invite the police boss to brief the Senate on the measures put in place to address the current security situation in the country. They made the resolution while condemning the attack on Kajuru Castle Resort in Kaduna State, where gunmen killed a Nigerian and a British national while abducting 3 other persons.